Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. Marvel very recently released the very first look at Avengers Infinity War, a behind the scenes featurette, and it had a couple of very cool things in it. So today I decided to take a look and find everything we know about Avengers Infinity War at this moment. This will be divided into three parts: who, which we'll talk about who's making it and who's in it; what, which we'll talk about the story; and then when, which we'll talk about when it's expected to come out, how long it's filming, and when we can expect trailers. But without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so there's a whole lot of people working on this. Let's start with the directors, screenwriters, editors, composer, and cinematographer. So the directors are Joe and Anthony Russo, the same brother duo who made Captain America the Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War, both of which are some of Marvel's highest praised films to date. So they seem to be pretty good choices. They also just seem so calm about everything, honestly. Like, Joss Whedon apparently went crazy filming Avengers Age of Ultron and whined about it for like a year, but these guys are just kind of doing it. But they have to make not just two movies at one time, but two of some of the most highly anticipated movies ever. So yeah, props to them. The screenwriters are Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, both of which worked on several Marvel projects, including writing all three Captain America films, serving as showrunners for Season 1 of Agent Carter, writing Thor: The Dark World, and apparently doing a script polish for Guardians of the Galaxy, and then, of course, writing both of Avengers Infinity War and its untitled sequel. The music is by Alan Silvestri, who did music for the first Avenger, The Avengers, Forrest Gump, and many more. The editors will be Jeffrey Ford and Matthew Schmidt, who worked on a bunch of Marvel films. And finally, the cinematographer will be Trent Opalak, who worked on The Winter Soldier and Civil War. Okay, so now that's the crew out of the way, now to the cast. Okay, time me, let's see how fast I can do this. Here's every single confirmed character to appear in Infinity War, with the actor playing them displayed on the screen for you. Thanos, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Vision, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon and Groot, Mantis, Nebula, Kraglin, Nick Fury, Scarlet Witch, The Collector, Ant-Man, Winter Soldier, and Wong. Beyond that, we have a couple of rumored additions, but first I wanted to briefly talk about Peter Dinklage's apparent casting. Reportedly, he was cast in Infinity War, so no one knows who he is playing. There is this image that is said to be him on the set, and based on his hair and a theory by MCU Exchange, perhaps he's playing a reimagining of Pip the Troll from the original Infinity Gauntlet comics. However, that would be a very hard character to bring on screen. It's also been proposed by fans that he's playing Uatu the Watcher. That would be very cool, however, I'm not sure if Marvel owns the rights to him. Also, it'd be weird to get a new hairstyle only to play a bald guy in the actual movie. As for rumors, assumedly Falcon and War Machine will appear. They haven't been listed, but I can't imagine them sitting this one out. Also, Yondu isn't present. However, Kraglin, a fellow Ravager, is. So I'd say he might be in it. However, it's also possible he won't make it out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 alive. Also, assumedly Maria Hill will return, though again, no confirmation. Also, Gwyneth Paltrow still has one movie left on her contract, and if I were to bet, I'd say she's going to appear in one of these two. Also, Jeff Goldblum is playing the Grandmaster in Thor Ragnarok, and I feel like because of his cosmic importance in the comics, he may just appear in this as well. Also, it's been rumored that Clark Gregg will appear as Phil Coulson in here, along with possibly some of the other agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think this is pretty likely, as he was there at the beginning, so it would be fitting. Also, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. probably isn't returning this fall, so that would leave their schedules open. And then finally, there's the more outlandish rumor that the Defenders, aka Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, will appear. This is very, very, very unlikely, even though the actors have said that their contracts include the possibility of a movie appearance. It's possible, of course, and would be really cool, but it is pretty unlikely in the end. While we may not know a whole lot about the actual story of Infinity War, it really isn't that complex here, because it's really just the Avengers and the Guardians teaming up to fight Thanos and save the universe. Other than that, we don't know a whole lot about what's going to happen. Tonally, we don't know much either. If I were a betting man, I'd say that we're going to get a very similar tone to Civil War, which had its darker moments but still had plenty of laughs and all that. However, this movie will definitely have death in it. Kevin Feige himself has said that not everyone will make it out alive, so don't be surprised if some of your favorite characters get killed off in Infinity War. I actually have a whole video on that, a link to which is at the end of this video. Be sure to check that out. Judging by the video itself, we got very, very minor clues to the story. First up, we see concept art of Thor and Rocket teaming up, but the most notable thing about it is that Thor is missing his hammer. So it seems like something will happen to it in Thor Ragnarok, which the synopsis for Thor Ragnarok confirms. In it, it says that Thor will be separated from his hammer, so it seems like he probably won't be getting it back. According to rumor, it may even get destroyed in Thor Ragnarok. Second, Tony Stark is apparently sensing that something bad is coming, and according to this concept art, is building up his Iron Man army again to fight it, which fits with his arc so far. And then finally, a while ago, Vin Diesel said that he couldn't wait for Groot to fight the Hulk in Infinity War, so it seems like the Guardians and the Avengers won't get along at first. Now, there's two interesting things we've learned about Thanos so far. One is that apparently his motive is to, quote, restore balance to the universe. And since with the Infinity Gauntlet he could do this and anything he wanted, that's why he's after it. There's no telling what exactly he means by balance, though. Perhaps he just wants to rule the universe, but I'm not sure. It'd be a bit disappointing if that was it, because I'd want something a bit more complex with Thanos, but we'll see. What is interesting, though, is that Kevin Feige has said that Thanos will pretty much serve as the main character, meaning we'll be following him throughout the movie. That's really interesting and a great way to get around a problem this movie was facing, which is the fact that it has an absolutely enormous cast with a huge risk of being overstuffed. So this would be a good way to balance things out and potentially make Thanos an actually interesting villain worth the build-up. Because that right there is really Infinity War's biggest challenge, is actually being worth it. Marvel has been building up to this movie for 6 years now, almost 7 by the time this movie comes out. So the Russos are going to have to somehow make it all pay off in the end, and not just a huge build out to an okay Marvel movie. Because at this point, it really has no other option but to be, at the very least, as good as Civil War. Avengers Infinity War premieres on May 4th, 2018, with the untitled sequel coming out on May 3rd, 2019. In World, there's no word on when it's actually set, but I'd guess it's about a year or so after Civil War. But that's just a guess, though. This movie is filming right now. It started on January 23rd and will continue to do so for about a year, due to them filming both movies at once. So I'd expect them to finish principal photography around November or December. As for when we might be able to expect some trailers, if Marvel chooses to go to the San Diego Comic-Con this year, and I think they will, if you're willing to wait in the longest line you'll ever see in your life, you'll probably see some footage there. However, that will be exclusive to there. The rest of us will, without a doubt, get a teaser trailer for Avengers Infinity War in between October and December, probably just in time for Thor Ragnarok in November 3rd. But there you have it. That's everything we know about Avengers Infinity War at this moment. Let me know if you guys are excited about this movie in the comments below, and all your theories and such. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
But never proved I didn't make it sure, playing by the rules. I come up hard, baby, but now I'm fine. I'm checking trouble, sure.